So we all know that Bethesda fans have quite the reputation, right? They will buy anything Bethesda puts out. It doesn't matter if it's glitchy, barely functioning, or downright broken, dude. People still keep coming back. Todd could announce a new version of Skyrim tonight, and I would bet all of my money and my freaking car that it would still sell 100,000 copies at least. Anyway, it's not like Bethesda has a perfect track record. They've let fans down more times than most of us can count. But for some reason, for some odd, stupid reason, the loyalty that we have is still there. And I'm not speaking for everybody. I'm mostly speaking about like hardcore fans. It's almost like Stockholm Syndrome. And I say this as someone who's just as guilty, who doesn't have at least 2 versions of Skyrim in their collection. So why do Bethesda fans stick around? Part of it's nostalgia, definitely. The Elder Scrolls and Fallout series pretty much shaped a whole generation of people who play video games. I was a part of that generation, coming home from school in 6th grade and playing Oblivion until midnight. And I played that game until midnight for like 6 years straight. Bethesda games give you that sense of freedom. I've already said all this before. That feeling of you can go anywhere, do anything, even if doing anything means like falling through the map or breaking a whole ass quest line. But it's that chaotic magic that fans can't resist. It's like, yeah, this game might be held together by duct tape and fucking hope, but it's my glitchy mess and I love it. Another reason, I think, is that Bethesda has mastered the art of hype. I talked about this in a previous video. Every game announcement or teaser trailer feels like a whole event. Even with Starfield, people were losing their freaking mind over tiny details. Fans are like, oh my god, like the grass has physics. There's a 1,000 planets. We latch on these little things because Bethesda has this way of convincing you that their games will be revolutionary, even if it's some shit we've already seen before and it's the same engine from 2 decades ago. And let's be real, like deep down, we know it's not going to be smooth. We know it's not going to be as crazy as we imagine, but we can't help it. They have this way of just sucking us right back in every time. Bethesda also has this way of making players feel like they're part of the story, even if it's like super messy. In Skyrim, you are the Dragonborn. In Fallout, you are the Vault Dweller. They nail this balance of making you feel unique, even though millions of other people are playing the exact same story you are. Fans feel invested, like they're part of something bigger, and Bethesda plays that up so well that we're willing to overlook flaws. I was a denier, that Starfield was bad, up until I almost beat it. I really wanted to believe. I was like, maybe I'm the problem. I don't think it's the game. Maybe I'm just the problem. And that's an insane thought to have. And then there's modding. Bethesda games are like these half-finished canvases that modders pretty much come in and honestly, they fix it. Fans know that no matter how busted a game is at launch, the modding community just swoops in, patches things up, new quests, here you go, have some textures, have some fucking dragons that look like Thomas the Tank. Like, this is fun. Here, take this. It's almost like fans have this unspoken agreement with Bethesda. Like, all right, look, just give us the bare minimum. The modders, they'll take it from here. And Bethesda kind of shrugs and they're like, works for us. Whatever you say. Like, whenever Todd says things like, oh, we sure do love our modders, I'm pretty sure he means it more than we think. Like, they come in and fix everything and get paid nothing to do so, unless it's like tips. What's really wild is that Bethesda has pulled some pretty awful moves over the years. Dude, do you remember Fallout 76? That was a freaking disaster. Not just technically, the game launched with no NPCs. That was a whole reason, a whole huge part of why people loved Fallout in the first place was the NPCs. They also went insane banning anybody who had good gear in the game because everyone with good gear got flagged for cheating. And yet, here we are a few years later and people are still playing it. Some people genuinely love it now, even though it started as one of the worst game launches ever. It's like they just wore fans down and now everybody's like, it's not bad. We'll keep playing it. I checked yesterday and Fallout 76 has usually 10 to 12,000 players online. It's crazy. And let's not forget about the collector's editions. Ooh, Bethesda knows their fans will buy literally anything. So they put out these collector items in Fallout 76, if you bought the collector edition or whatever, they were going to send you a real leather bag and it ended up just being nylon. And I'm pretty sure the helmets had mold issues that they sent out. You'd think fans would be done with this, but nope. Next big release, these collector editions are gonna sell out in minutes. It's like, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me 10 times, I'm still buying it. Don't care. Maybe this time it'll be different. Maybe this time. Now, part of the reason I think that Bethesda gets away with all this is I think they're genuinely good at world building and a little bit manipulative, to be honest. Even if the story's a little thin, I feel like the worlds they create are rich and it gets people hooked. Like, Skyrim's still being played a decade later, and there's just something addictive about that environment and that lore and all of that. Bethesda games are kind of like junk food. Like, you know it's not good for you, but like, yeah, I can't stop snacking. It's so comforting. The funny thing is, I think fans almost like being disappointed now. It's like this weird kink we have. It's like a tradition. The game releases. It's a mess. Everyone complains online, makes memes, points out every bug, and then 6 months later, 10,000 players online. We just keep playing. The bugs, the glitches, broken mechanics, they're all kind of part of the charm at this point. It's almost like it would be a letdown if Bethesda actually released a polished game. People would be like suspicious, like, wait, like, is this going to be really bad in like 10 hours? Even I feel this heavily. Like, I would be extremely shocked to see their next game actually be good. And I don't mean good as in polished. I mean good as in fun to play. But am I going to end up pre-ordering it? Probably. Hate me all you want, but yes, I'm that guy. But you got to give Bethesda credit. You know, they know their audience at this point. Like, they don't even need to fix everything because they know we're going to buy it anyway. When fans get mad, they just wait it out. Bethesda basically has mastered the art of patience. They know that fans will vent, make jokes, and then eventually come around. And by the time the next game rolls out, it's all forgiven. It is brilliant in like the most twisted way possible. But despite everything, there's this hope that maybe this time Bethesda will finally get it right. It's like that same old trap, man, but it works. It works. As much as we complain, we still love these games. Bethesda fans are in this weird relationship where they know they're being taken advantage of, but they're also getting something they can't find anywhere else. It's like a cycle of disappointment and forgiveness, and I think Bethesda knows exactly how to keep us coming back. Just send Todd out there. He'll do it. And I think deep down, we know that the games won't be perfect, and we're okay with that. Like, we've set our expectations in the weirdest place where we know what we're getting into, yet we're still willing to shell out money every time. So will Bethesda fans buy the next game no matter what? Absolutely. No amount of glitches, broken promises, or missing features is going to stop that, to be honest with you. Because at the end of the day, they've given us memories, and for that, there's a lot of forgiveness. It's a strange, flawed relationship, but it's one that keeps going. Bethesda fans will be here buying the next big thing, and Bethesda knows it. I mean, I keep trying Starfield time and time again, and I mean, it always disappoints me, but somehow I'm like, maybe I'll feel different about it this time. Maybe, just maybe. And I think like what I've mentioned in a previous video about like me holding out hope for Elder Scrolls 6, I feel like what I've talked about this entire video like kind of sums up exactly how I'm feeling. But anyway, thanks for watching. Please let me know what you think about it, and I'll see you soon. Bye.